You are now listening to Cyber Timebite, hosted by me, Stephen Clark. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Hey there, everybody. It's your voice.
Hi.
You did it again. Oh God.
I did. I always gotta interrupt you.
It's your boy Steve. Once again for Cyber Timebite episode 141. This is crazy because I'm having on someone again who I haven't had on since episode 62. And that is crazy. That was back in my second year. That was the beginning of my second year of doing the podcast. Now I'm in my third year, and I'm 141 episodes in, and I'm having this guy back, this person back on again because this person was awesome and great, and it's just going to be amazing. It's not really a part two because it's been a year, so yeah. Anyway, I am back again. Kicking it up with Kagekoot once again. How you doing, man?
It's going. With the lack of conventions and somewhat lack of conventions with all the controversies of Anime Dallas and all of them, deciding to just mess it up because that's what Texas and Florida does.
No, I remember when I remember last year when the pandemic was happening, the freaking the conventions in my area, and the ones that you've been to, obviously, in my area, they were all freaking oh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, they were literally on their Facebook pages saying it's gonna happen, we're gonna find ways, it's gonna happen, we don't care if we gotta make it smaller, it's gonna happen. And then a month before or weeks before, they said oh, we couldn't do it because COVID. Oh, of course it wasn't gonna happen because of COVID. Why were you leading everyone to think it was gonna happen?
Yeah, all of the ones near me, they just said, we'll play it by ear with the cases, and then most of them just ended up online. There's been a lot of new online-only conventions, too, that started up, but it's not really the same. I'm not going to pay $60 to watch something on my computer for a weekend.
Yeah.
I mostly go to cons to hang out with my friends dressed up, so it kind of takes away from the experience, and I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, because I tried the online convention thing twice. And one time I was needed, but the other one I just tried because a friend was running it, and I was like, why the heck not? Because the first time I did it was for this con called SpoopyCon, which was ran by a friend of mine who I was like, I'm gonna do this for my friend because it's a really close friend of mine, and I'm just gonna go to their con and experience it. So I did that, and I ran a panel there for my podcast, so that was fun. And then after that, I was actually assigned on official guest, like the guy who runs the con. I actually knew and had on my podcast. I freaking knew him and had him on my podcast, and we made a deal where I was actually an official guest. I was on the guest list for this online convention. It was called Con Off the Cob. It's usually called Con on the Cob, but online, so off the Cob. And I did my panel there as well. I had a few people come in, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was not the same, but it was so cool,
Well, congrats for being an official guest. To be honest, that's something that I've always wanted is to go to at least one con as an official guest in person and have them pay for my badge in my hotel, and then I just chill around. But that's probably not going to happen for a whole while because followers.
Well, I mean, you live in
Instagram's been nerfing everything.
Yeah, but you live in Ohio. I mean, I'm pretty sure Con on the Cob, right? It's because it's from where you live. It's a diagonal street. It's like it's near Cleveland, which is a whole
Yeah,
diagonal away from you. But
yeah, I've heard of it. Because it's a good 2.5 hours away, but I've heard of it. I just haven't gone to it because of none of my friends have gone. And I typically go to cons that my friends go to, like ZipCon and the what's it called? No, that is ZipCon, yeah, which is one at Akron University. I went there because my sister was going to Akron at the time, so I just kind of got to crash to a dorm.
and you have Ohio Con.
Yeah, Ohio Con and Matsuri Con are both 15 minutes away from me, so
Where's
I can't just not go.
where is Ohio Con take place? Where's Ohio Con's home?
Columbus.
In Columbus? Oh,
Yeah, it's downtown Columbus.
I
So at the Greater Columbus Convention Center.
yeah. You see, I've been to Ohio before, but I've never been to Columbus, so I don't know how it's like.
Oh, you don't want to. Columbus has a lot of great things to do and stuff like that, like the zoo. We got like Otherworld. There's like a bunch of small businesses and stuff like that, and like Easton and everything. But the road system is absolutely terrible, and the highways are very complex. The labels on the streets don't match what the GPS says half the time. You just kind of gotta guess and hope you don't die.
Well, I mean, have you?
And
No, I'm sorry.
huh?
Have you ever been to the Hero Arena before?
O'Hare Arena.
Yeah,
I've been past it, but I don't think I've been in it.
yeah, because the Hero Arena was a landmark spot. I mean, like even though it got destroyed by the tornado, unfortunately, but it and they had to tear it down because of it and close it because of it. Um,
Yeah.
the Hero Arena was really big back in the '90s. like,
Yeah. My family have talked about it, but I've never had the chance to go inside because, alas, I am baby.
alas, you're a baby boy. Okay. Alas,
Yeah, pretty much.
alas, he is now a baby. Oh God.
Yeah. What's even worse about the lack of conventions too is the fact that all social media decided to just nerf small creators and just like shadow ban everyone who has like under 25,000 followers. And then not for like 3 months. Instagram did that. Twitter did that for about a month or two. And then all of that. So just TikTok was doing it for cosplayers specifically for a while. So it's just like all of my accounts just started losing a bunch of followers and then not gaining any and just all started dying. The reach was terrible and all that, which is why I started a new account recently is because like I had Instagram was being so weird, but if you start a new account, they want to support small creators and make them want to stay on Instagram. But it's just during the pandemic for whatever reason, they just decided, let's motivate all the people with 50K plus to create content. And only them though. Let's kill all of these small creators off while saying that we support them,
No,
which is
but
really annoying.
did I talk to you before? Did I talk to you before I went to the Dice Show, or I don't know if I went to the Dice Show yet. If I talked when I talked to you, but
I have a bad memory of time.
no, it's all right. But no, I went to Dice Show Con in 2019, my first one ever, and that was actually a really really good con. Like I don't know if you've been to it, but it's really really good.
I haven't, but I've wanted to. I've just never gotten around to it.
It's a good con. I mean, like it's at the Kalahari I actually stayed in the Kalahari. I didn't stay in a different hotel and went to the Kalahari. I actually stayed in in the building that it was held in, which was nice. And I did full weekend, and it was like amazing. I met so many people. I met I got to do a panel at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday, which no one came to.
Yeah, because it's 9:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work out. But like it was awesome, and I had a great time. And here's the fun part though that you're gonna probably get a kick out of is that on Thursday on day zero we got there a day early, and we went to Denny's that was open 24 hours, which is right down the street from the hotel, and we played D&D in the Denny's at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I know. My sister has Magic the Gathering nights on Fridays, and they used to crash the Taco Bell, and the workers let them stay on past closing in the lobby because of the fact that they're just chilling, talking. But Daisho is like a lot like Colossal Con in the sense of it being at the Kalahari. But Colossal Con is 5 days now. They have Wednesday as an official day.
5 days? Like when is it? It starts on Friday and it goes till Wednesday?
No, it's Wednesday through Sunday.
Oh my god, that's a lot of days.
Yeah, well, because it used to be 4 days, and then they started having like panels and like random stuff on Wednesday to the point where then it just ended up becoming a full day of con because they have enough money to pay for all of the days of at the con center, and then they have enough like people applying for things to get them like all of the slots filled for entertainment. So they just keep expanding the days, which the Kalahari is really, really fed up with us. Like on Sunday, the official time ending is like 6 p.m. And after 6 p.m., if you're in the water park, they'll start yelling at you to get out and that you have like a proper swimsuit and stuff like that because they make exceptions with swimwear for cosplays to
Mm-hmm.
be in the water. So they just stop making all of those exceptions and start yelling at cosplayers the moment the con is officially over, and it's so funny
Yeah,
because you can still wear a wig and makeup and stuff like that. Just you have to wear an actual swimsuit. So you'll just be chilling and then staff starts yelling at everyone around you but you, and it's so funny.
I'm pretty. Is the Kalahari in where you live different from the? Well, you never been to the one in the Dell in the Wisconsin Dells, right? So you can't really compare. But is yours guys is bigger than the other one?
The one that's near me is in Sandusky, so it's still 2 to 3 hours away. It's by Lake Erie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's on the other side of Ohio as Cleveland. But it's pretty big. It has a convention center attached to the water park, and then it has a bunch of outdoor grass areas as well. So it fits a good over 20,000 people in it. But the hotel rooms sell out within a week of the con ending for the following year. So then you gotta wait 6 months for everyone to cancel it just in case to try to get a hotel room. And then doing all of that. I had a hotel room for the at the Kalahari for 2020, and then they canceled it. And then when they're moving everything to 2021, we missed the deadline for transferring by a day. And we don't even know if 2021 is even happening now because it's getting so close to like it's in like late May, early June, like typically like the first weekend of June.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cutting close to the line of in Ohio, all of the vaccines should be out by May, by the end of May. So it's just they might end up postponing it by a month or two to be able to have it, but it's cutting very close to the vaccine line.
I mean,
So
like because uh, what you got for? Because for me, I mean, like I've never been to Colossal Con. I know there's like two Colossal Cons. I think there's only two. There's the one in Ohio, and
There's three. Well, there's four.
there's four. Because I know there's one in Jersey, and then there's one in Ohio.
They have the cruise, and then they have one in the opening one in Texas.
A cruise? There's a freaking cruise?
Yeah, there's a cruise. Dude, it started in 2020 actually, but it was like January of 2020, and that was the first time that they've had it. But it's an entire weekend of a con on a cruise where the entire boat is only cosplayers.
Well, oh
I'm
my.
pretty sure you have to be 21 and up to go though. So it's also exclusively a party cosplay con, like exclusively.
Hopefully, none of those cosplayers are seasick because that can go real bad.
Yeah, having a bunch of, well, too, not only that is like, you know how many costume pieces got lost in the ocean from a bunch of drunk people? Just like, it'll sway a bit and they'll lose their balance, almost fall off the boat, instead, like, lose half their cosplay.
No, because
Um, it's expensive though. It's like over $3,000.
yeah, it's like when I think of that, I can only imagine that one song, the by that one band, DNCE, the Cake by the Ocean song. I can only that song comes to
Yeah.
mind. That's the song I think of when I think about that.
Yeah. I've never been on a cruise before, so I think it would be really fun for my first cruise to be a con one. So I'm probably gonna plan on going there eventually, but it's just so expensive. It's probably gonna have to be one of my only cons that year, just because that con would be the same price as like three or four other cons.
Yeah, because
But it would 100% be worth it.
for me, well, from what I know, it's that when it comes to cruise lines, the only ones I know of are like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, something else. I don't. They're the Disney Cruise Line, and then there's like the Kiss Cruise and the Jericho Cruise and the there's cruises based on musicians, and then like how do I explain this? Like there's Royal Caribbean, which is like a normal cruise, and Carnival is the same way. And then there's the all famous Disney cruise, and then there's the Kiss cruise, which is just Kiss and everyone they and all the other bands they like, and they just go on there and they play their music on a boat. And then there's the Chris Jericho Rock and Wrestling cruise, which is the same as the Kiss cruise, but except there's wrestling and also involved. So I mean,
Yeah, I don't think they just rent out a cruise boat for it, so I think it's through Royal Caribbean or something like that. I think they do stop at places too, but I don't know what places they stop at. I just remember seeing people who went there being on beaches and stuff at some point.
because here's the thing I don't get. Like, what's the point of going on a cruise? I mean like you get on the cruise, you get on the boat, right? And then everything's on the boat. Then and by the time you're on the boat, you're doing everything, and then you get to where you're going. You're like, where are you going? That's gonna make all what you did in that boat worth it.
Well, a lot of them are like amusement parks within the boat, but then there's also like a lot of places will stop, like when you go to the Caribbean ones, they'll stop on various Caribbean islands throughout it, so you get to experience all of that, and then you go back around. I know there's some cruises that go from like Florida to California through the Panama Canal in Central America and stuff like that, and then you just like fly back, I guess. I don't know. But there's like you just stop at a bunch of really random places and like instead of having to fly to them individually, it's just like all connected. I know when you go to European cruises, they stop at like 12 to 13 different countries. Uh, I don't really know about America because The only people I know who've been on cruises are my European friends.
Mhm.
Or my dad, he went on a work cruise once, but I didn't talk to him about that because that's rich people stuff, and I don't talk to him.
No,
But
no, I like how you said my European friends. Like what? You have you have a bunch of friends in Europe somewhere?
yeah, well, I have a bunch of friends throughout Europe in various countries, so I also have family there. So it's just like most of it's Western Europe, but not all of it is.
How do you cross the boundaries of language barriers? Like, do you just like use Google
Oh, they
Trans?
just know English,
Oh,
and I know basic German,
yeah,
very basic
yeah,
German.
yeah. No, no, because I was like, oh, do you just go to Google Translate and you just translate what they're saying and then you translate back to them, or like,
I do that sometimes because sometimes in group chats they'll talk to each other their languages, but I don't speak those languages. And then, like, if I'm not active, they will. I don't know what that says. I want to read the chat. Then I just start translating it. Um, I'm in Discord servers like that too, where there'll be like people in like non-English chats talking, and then I want to feel included, so I start translating what they say.
yeah.
I typically don't use Google Translate because it's not that accurate. Uh, Depending on the language, some of it's completely off, but with the more common languages, it's not too far off.
So like, no, I forgot. Are you a Homestuck? I forget if you're a Homestuck. Are you a Homestuck?
I've never read Homestuck, but I've cosplayed Homestuck because my friends are really into it. So I just steal their stuff and use it.
So like, no, that's cool. But also talking about cosplaying Homestuck, which is mainly what we've been talking about this whole time. But but I saw on your Instagram like I think like a year from last year during the pandemic and all that stupid pandemic thing that you went to actually go see the My Hero movie in the pandemic. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. How was it like?
Oh yeah. Our movie theaters were at a cap limit, like of how many, like, so they were at 25% capacity, and then you had to, I think they're at 50% capacity now, but so you just kind of went, and then everyone had to be in completely different rows and like kind of zigzagged for social distancing, and then you had to wear your mask the entire time so they wouldn't sell drinks or food or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, though, most people just buy out entire movie theaters because they're $125. So, depending on your family size, a lot of times it's cheaper to just do that. And then you have the entire movie theater to yourself.
Yeah, I heard AMC was doing that. Like the AMC theaters are doing this thing where like for this price you can rent out the whole theater for all your friends and all your family or whatever, and you guys can just get together and watch a movie. And it's just like that's cool, but like why are you charging up so much up the yin yang to do it?
Yeah, all of the most of the movie theaters around me are AMC, but I went and saw the new Wonder Woman movie with one of those bought out theaters, but it was my dad and his church friends, so
Mhm.
I only had to pay $5 to see it.
But when you went to go see the My Hero movie, like was that the same situation or were you or what?
No, no, I had to we had to pay like individual full price tickets, and then we didn't rent out the whole theater because the one I saw it at didn't do it. And then it like every row was separated, so you couldn't be in the same row as people you didn't come with, and then you had to be zigzagged through the rows. So like one person on one side of the theater, one person on the other side of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be provide like more than 6 feet social distancing. because depending on how, if you like both had like 5 or 6 people, it would still give you that.
Mm-hmm.
But it still was really, it was still really weird because it was like right at the beginning of the pandemic where we didn't have a whole lot of cases, but the movie theaters was still being like kind of weird about it. So ESO was not like a huge issue. Like people weren't taking it as seriously since it was uh at the start. We didn't really get many cases until late summer and early fall, but we since like we had like 2 peaks, I guess, and then we've been steadily going down in cases, so everything's reopening,
Mm-hmm. I
and so hopefully I'll be able to see more movies
no,
once I'm here.
it's funny that you say that because I was because since I watch hockey, I was watching like one of my teams was versing Columbus in I think it was my home team, the Blackhawks. They were versing Columbus, and there was like people in that arena. Like there was like tons of people in that arena. You guys must be having your limits there. Must be really good.
Yeah, we have we have been going at a steady decrease for the entirety of 2021. We've maybe had 1 or 2 days that we had an increase in the cases, but we've been going down. Schools have still been shut down. Um, they're doing hybrid school days where the schools are at 50% capacity every day, but and the kids just go every other day. For a lot of them, for the school district I live in, it's like every other week,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other time you're online. But it's just been really, really weird with how they're handling things. I mean, it's working, but at the same time, not really. I think it's just because we don't really have much statewide things, but the bigger cities themselves are implanting more restrictions. So like Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the surrounding suburbs are putting in more restrictions than like the hillbilly townships that have no actual city in them,
Mm-hmm.
and like counties and stuff like that, who don't really have to worry about those things. But I don't think OSU wasn't didn't go to campus at all either, which helped decrease the amount of people coming in from other like parts of the state and from other states too, and other countries from coming into Columbus, which also helped a lot because I didn't want people from all over the country suddenly coming in.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, like just be glad we're not in school anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because let me
If I had to do what they're doing with the online school, I would have just dropped out at that point.
because if I had to do this back in like if this happened back in 2009, 10, 11, or 12 when I was in high school, just like I would have been like, oh god, I can't do this. I cannot do
If
this.
that happened in 2009, they wouldn't even have the technology to be able to teach from home.
Well, they did. I mean, like it would not have been like how it is today with Zoom calls and like you can have like 500 people on a call now. But we
Well,
would.
I mean, the schools are setting home Chromebooks with every single family or every single student.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, but back then we still had Skype at least, and you can do one-on-one learning. We would just have to be a lot of people, a lot of like people getting with a lot of students one by one because I don't think you can have more than 2 people on a call back then.
I think, yeah, I think it would have been like mostly at home packets that you had to mail in or something,
Like the
and then you
lottery.
email your teacher in case you need help.
that
Like have like with the Blizzard packets or whatever
dude,
that
dude,
they do.
I, I can never see myself being at home during a pandemic in 2009 with a huge packet that's taller than me. I just can't.
If in 2009 the pandemic happened, I wouldn't have enough technology to be able to keep myself sane. I probably would have been on my Xbox 360 playing Minecraft. Well, not even then because that's 2009. Minecraft didn't come out. I would have just been driven. I just would have been driven insane completely.
And no, speaking of that, I remember I was listening to our old episode, like the one that we did previously before this one, and I remember telling you how like our weather that at that time was like really warm and then getting really cold and then getting really warm again and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And let me guess, it's happening again.
Yeah.
It's getting
We went from having that snowstorm to like it being straight up 40 degrees and all of the snow melting within a week. Like all of 3 feet of snow. I didn't, during the snowstorm, I didn't drive my car at all. So when I came, because I had nowhere to go, and so when I came back to get all of the snow off my car at the end of it, there was 4 inches of ice stuck to my windshield from the snow melting and then, or compacting and then freezing over and stuff like that. I broke 2 ice scrapers. One of them wasn't even mine.
oh God, I am
It
sorry.
it took me over an hour.
No, no, because
But I'm just glad I did it when I wasn't planning to go anywhere because I got bored and just wanted to do it because I knew I was gonna go places like I was gonna start to go to places soon. So I was just like I might as well just do it now. I have nothing better to do. If I had like a doctor's appointment or something, I would have just missed it completely.
because for me, I mean, like where I live in the outer suburbs of Chicago. I mean, like it was really like it was really cold, like in the 20s and 30s, and then all of a sudden now we're going into the 40s and 50s, and then now it's going to drop to the 20s in this next week, and then they're saying next week we're going to reach as high as 60. Just,
Yeah, I know when my mom like during the snowstorm, my mom was in Chicago and it was like reaching the like below zero with the wind chill and stuff like that. Like -10 and stuff, which is what it was like here during the polar vortex. But it was also dry cold and it was like that every single day for like 3 weeks. But still, that's gotta suck. Here didn't really reach below zero. I think it might have gotten to -5 with wind chill, but mostly it stayed in the like 10 to 20 degrees,
hey,
despite the couple feet of snow.
but you also got to think how hard it is, especially for the job I do. I mean, I work at a grocery store where I got to bring in the carts, so that means that
Yeah.
that means I gotta put on boots so I don't ruin my regular shoes, which are already ruined already, but to not ruin them anymore. Like the put on boots and then go outside, step in puddles and melted snow and just a whole 9 yards just to get these carts in the building. It was a nightmare and
And then I
ice.
was struggling with the carts and the puddle and like the slush.
And I slipped almost twice this year. So
Yeah, the thing that was bothering me the most is like, it would get to like, 30 degrees. So, it's like enough to be without a jacket or whatever. So I'd go get the mail or whatever, and then I'll suddenly slip on black ice because I'm forgetting that even though you can go outside without a jacket, that doesn't mean that the black ice still isn't there. And yeah, that happened a few times. I remember last winter of 2019, I I was a bit dumb. Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was like 2018 or something like that. I was walking with one of my friends outside, and then I pointed at some snow, and I was just like, "Be careful, that looks like ice." And then I immediately stepped on it and slipped and got a concussion. Um,
oof, concussion. That's not good.
Yeah, it's the only time I've ever got a concussion, and it's from me flat out being like, wow, that looks like on ice. Be careful, and immediately slipping on it because I don't take my own advice.
How's a concussion like? I mean, I never want to get one, but how is it like? Like, how does that even feel?
Uh, Migraine is worse, to be honest.
It feels like a really terrible migraine. You said.
No, migraines are worse than a concussion to me. It just felt like a pulsating headache to me. And then it became a dull headache for like 2 weeks afterwards.
You don't lose any memory or anything from it, do you?
You can, but I didn't.
Okay, that's good because
My dad did.
cause see, I wouldn't be able to live with that because like if I if I ever got a concussion and lost memory, I would be so pissed because because I'm a nostalgia freak and if I lose memory, then that's gonna be sucky. Just like oh.
Yeah, my dad has had like 5+ concussions because he used to be a quarterback in high school, and his memory is pretty shoddy, which is you can use to your advantage, but it's also kind of pathetic to watch.
So
I Hopefully that's going to be my last concussion ever.
like what you call it do you remember how we met? Do you remember?
Vaguely. I have a dude, cons are just like a fever dream, but I like can picture it in my head, but I can't remember what we talked about.
I don't because you see, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I think I sort of remember how we. I think I sort of remember how we met because it was Anime Midwest. I think it was Anime Midwest if I'm correct, and it was in the hotel, and I don't know exactly what I was doing. I think I was just walking around and I saw you and your friend just sitting there. And I thought like, oh, they look pretty cool and they seem like pretty nice people. Maybe I'll just walk up to them.
Yeah, I do be sitting at cons very frequently. I just find a corner to sit in at cons and just kind of chill there for a couple hours and then go find a new corner.
Yeah, see, that's it. Because when I go to conventions, I mean, I look in the I do the vendor hall, I do the artist alley, I do all that stuff. I hardly do panels, if unless it's my own panel or a panel I'm part of. Um,
Yeah, same.
which is very rare that I'm part of a panel, but when I do, it's that or my own panel. But but like but like other than that, I'm just walking around the whole time, just looking at things, and and just meeting people. Half the time they don't. A lot of the time they don't want to talk to me. They just want to walk past me and just do their thing. And then there's other people who will talk to me, but it'll be a very very short time, and it'd be very little timing as well. But there's people like you who I actually had decent conversation with.
Yeah, when I go to cons, I'll go to the artist alley and the dealers hall. Typically on Sunday afternoons though, because that's when people start putting claimant stuff on sale, like putting stuff on claimants and stuff. But I typically will go to like photo shoots and meetups, and I typically will run at least one for every con I go to, and then I meet a bunch of people and then kind of hang out with them for the con. But I typically will bring one or two friends and drag them along with me and force them to not leave my side. Mainly the one that I actually currently live with. But if you can share a room with someone, you can kind of stay by their side for a weekend at a con.
Share a room with someone. You're doing it right now.
Exactly.
Unless you have your own room wherever you're at.
Nah, I used to, but then I realized I need sunlight in a closet. So
Wait, were you like
hopefully soon, when I move out, I'll get my own room
wait, are you
if I
saying
can afford it.
wait, are you saying you were like Harry Potter, you were living under the steps?
Well, kind of actually. I was living in the basement split in half, so I was living in the second part of the basement where and that's where the end of the stairs are. So I did store stuff under the stairs.
Oh my god.
Made it very convenient to do laundry though. You know, just chuck it across the room and there it is.
Like,
Eventually though, I want to be able to get my own hobby room because I have too much stuff and not enough space.
I don't know.
And those vacuum seal bags don't help.
I don't know. Like I don't know what kind of job you do, but have you been saving money so you can freaking get your own place, like a small apartment or something?
I don't have a job.
You don't have a job.
So, no, I am unemployed and am actively working to get on disability because my doctors don't want me working. Um, So I get like passive income from babysitting the kids that I live with. And by babysitting, it's just mostly I make sure that they don't die while I exist in the house that I live in.
No,
So,
no wonder when you do photo shoots, you pay them in McDonald's and they get to pet your dog.
yeah, I get not even $80. I get like $80 a month and then um 50 of that has to go towards my pets for caring for them.
Mhm.
And then the 30 I have to go towards my like gas and stuff. And that's also excluding me not paying for the vast majority of my bills. Like I don't pay for my car insurance or for my phone bill because I can't afford to pay it.
No, because because no, it's funny. I mean, like, no, it's funny. It's when you were telling me that how you were like paying when you were getting photo shoots, it was all McDonald's and it's you're paying people in McDonald's and freaking petting your dog. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, now it's people get a pet my they get to hold my snake
It went from
because I
dog to
stole
snake.
someone's snake.
So now it went from petting your dog to holding your snake. God.
Yeah, because I don't have a dog anymore since I don't live with my dad.
Hmm.
But since I have a snake now because I stole him, I can now offer snakes because he's extremely, extremely friendly, including with strangers, and he's like decently sized. He's like 4 feet. Well, he's like 3.5 feet long, and he is extremely overly trusting with people, which is surprised because he was neglected and abused, which is why I stole him. But he just like I'll put him on. He's a ball python. I will put him on around my neck, and then he just completely relaxes his body, and it's just like a rope hanging over my shoulder. Um, and won't latch on or do anything like that because he just doesn't care. And then he almost falls off consistently because he doesn't care and doesn't latch on because is overly trusting. I'm glad you feel comfortable, my dude, but us so you're stupid.
Like that. Yeah, but yeah, but here, but here's the thing too. I'm not. I would never touch your snake because I'm scared because okay, snakes kind of scare me. I wouldn't want to touch it. Don't take that the wrong way.
You're fine. It's. I think you'd probably be a bit more freaked out by my snake just because he's a spider bomb python, which is a morph that causes a neurological issue. Um, and the old owner also didn't know that he was a spider bomb python, but the neurological issue makes him not be able to be steady, so his head is constantly like wobbling or he'll like do like a corkscrew motion because his brain has issues with balancing and stuff like that. So he's just would be. I feel like if I was holding him, he would like corkscrew or whatever, and it would just freak you out.
Yeah, I'm just. I don't know. I'm scared of snakes. Like I don't want to touch one. I don't want to be near one that's not behind a box of some sort. Like just like I know with the snake.
Exposure. Yeah. He's only bitten me once, and it was because I was feeding him a mouse, and then he missed the mouse, and then instead hit my hand, which he instantly let go of, and it healed in less than a day. I actually hurt myself on the enclosure with my reflexes getting my hand away. And that still left a scar, and it's been like 3 to 4 months, and that still hasn't healed over completely. But the bite, which I was trying to get away from, was gone within a week completely, which I find really funny and ironic. But
have you ever owned a pet rock?
I have a lot as a child, actually. I used to I have a rock collection, and they all have different names. Because I have a problem.
What? You collect rocks and give them names? What?
Yeah, I have this 5 pound rock that I stole from a ruin in the while I was in Florida. I was on a boat in the ocean, came across a random island on off of the coast of by Santa Maria Island, and then there's no signs around it saying like don't touch, don't climb, don't take, blah 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 blah. So I just kind of took one of the chips of it off, and it was 5 pounds, and I felt like if I can climb a 20-foot structure that's constantly being hit by waves from the ocean with a bunch of moss going on it, I can take a rock from it. So I did. And then I swam through 10 feet of water to get it back on the boat. So I feel like I deserve that rock. His name is Harold.
Okay.
He's actually about the size of a Chromebook. And he is made out of sand and seashells because it's an old historical ruin from the 1800s. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's actually from when Spain still had control over Florida. And so the way that it's made up is completely different from how things like, in the Midwest is made up and stuff like that. So I thought it was cool because it just was a rock with a bunch of seashells coming out of it and stuff.
To
And,
in knowing you and your in your Irish background and all that stuff, do you have a rock literally called Blarney and then his last name is Stone?
Not yet. Perhaps my next rock. My I've actually used some of the like the seashells I took from that rock and used them, painted them, and used them for cosplays. You gotta take what you can get,
You see, I don't. No, it's actually funny. It's actually funny. I got a Stone story that is so stupid, but it's also so funny at the same time. So get this right. I was really little, and like when I was really little, and I was living in Mount Prospect, which I think you know that town because you used to live here. So Mount Prospect, right?
Yeah.
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 I used to live there. I used to live 5 minutes down the road from Mitsuya, that Japanese market everyone likes going to, and I used to go to summer camp, and in summer camp, there's this girl, I guess, quote unquote. We weren't really together or anything because we were young and we were stupid and whatever, and it was just like we just knew each other and we pretended that we were dating, and because we were young, we didn't know what we were doing, and so like it was just like that, just like a stupid thing like that, and she like I guess she liked collecting rocks or whatever, and she found a rock that looked like Idaho, and do you know what I did, being young and being stupid? I picked up the rock. What? I picked up the rock or took it away from her, and I just shucked it down the hill, and she got mad at me for it and never wanted to talk to me after that.
I mean, I wouldn't have talked to you after that either if you threw my rock that it looked like Idaho. Especially if I found it, I would have. If I didn't find it, I would have never talked to you again. I wouldn't acknowledge you.
Oh, gee, thanks. Like, gee, thanks. That's comforting now.
What's your thought on, so you're afraid of spiders and bees. What's your thoughts on well, you're afraid of snakes and bees. What's your thought on like tarantulas and stuff like that?
No, I do not want any part of that. Just get it away from me. I don't want to see. I don't even want to look at it. That's how afraid I am at it.
I'm planning on getting a tarantula later on.
Oh, okay, yeah. Keep it away from me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it exists. I don't want anything to do with it.
I'm also planning on getting tree frogs.
Well,
I'm gonna get little matching hats for me and my tree frog.
look at you. Look at you. Being Mother Nature over here.
Yeah. The like tree frogs, I like they're just so tiny and innocent. I just want to get a toad because they're all really stupid and they're really easy to take care of because of the fact that they won't move for like months on end. You can just like spray them with some water and throw some beetles in every now and then, and they'll survive on their own. So they're easy to take care of if you know what you're doing. So they're not like a beginner thing, but like it's not quite that complicated either. So I'm like, I could do a lot of great passive care with this animal, and he looks stupid, so I want him.
So,
And that's most toads. They all look stupid,
so
and I
like,
love them.
so do you really want to like be in your room and just hear constantly?
That's more with the frogs. Toads typically won't make as much noise. Frogs are loud as hell. One of my friends had tree frogs, and like as soon as he got rid of them because he was having issues with the husbandry and all of that, the room was completely silent. Well, beforehand, it was never. You could never get it to be quiet.
No, do you
Because
remember?
that's the fun of the fun parts.
No, I mean, speaking of that, remember? No, speaking of animals and behind a cage and all that, do you remember when? Oh God, you remember when we were talking about your username and we were trying to make an excuse of what it came from?
Yeah.
Do you still go by that reason, or did you make up different reasons as the years went on?
So I have now made it to the Kage. It is from Naruto now. Um, and the Koot just is like it is what it is. I just say that a keyboard smash, and that's what it came up with. Um, so it's now Naruto keyboard smash is the reason for it.
No, because I remember we said because you like cages, and then you said no because it sounds kinky. I was like, what?
Yeah.
like that how does that sound kinky? It doesn't. It's just you it's you see. I think people have seen cartoons long enough to think that bars can be so big that you can freaking drive a trailer truck for those things.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right
god.
now, I'm collecting enclosures, so I have like 4 or 5 empty enclosures just chilling in my closet, and one of them has like a bunch of wig heads in them because I couldn't put my wig heads anywhere with them. So eventually, I'm gonna get more animals. The issue is affording those animals
Oh god.
and saving up for a house and my tattoo
What
and a
kind
dog.
what kind of tattoo you're gonna get?
I'm gonna get a memorial tattoo. There's this shop called Black Amethyst Tattoos in Akron, and they are an all women ran LGBT friendly tattoo shop, and they pay by the like half day and full days. So for 9 hours, it's $650. So I'm going with them and doing that, and then I'm going to do a chest and then bicep piece, like like a piece on each bicep that go like is cohesive with a chest piece for my pets as a memorial for the ones that passed away, um, and the ones I currently have as well. So I can, when they pass away, I don't have to add more on. It can be more cohesive.
Hmm.
So, plus two of the animals I have now, I don't know how much longer they're gonna live, to be honest. Because I adopted a cat, a senior cat, and he's 11 next month, and he has cancer. So I love him. He's the light of my life, but so I'm just gonna go ahead and add him on. And then my snake with his neurological issues, it's getting worse as he gets older. So there's gonna be a certain time where I'm just gonna have to put him down for his life quality reasons rather than he's not gonna make his lifespan.
Hmm.
So that might be in a couple years too. So I'm like, I might as well, since I'm paying this much now, get it put on rather than wait 2 years and then have to pay it again to get more. Well,
It's
I
a
will have to do that anyways because I'm gonna get more pets. My goal is to get every pet I have tattooed on my body. Uh,
that's a lot of pets then.
yeah, it is gonna be a lot of pets.
Are you saying like with
Um,
are you saying like with your cat is gonna be like that one song like right here into my life, you're the inspiration, like like
yeah. Right now I'm at three dogs. One, two, three, like 8 or 9 cats, and then one snake.
oh my god, you 8 or 9 cats. You're making my allergic reaction go wild at that point.
I fostered cats for a while, and they were foster fails for a bit. In the sense of it, we weren't fostering through an agency, so it took us longer to find a home for them. So they were with us for like a good 2, 3 years. So I got attached.
Yeah, you see,
They're all, of course, all in their homes now, but
I'm allergic to cats, and that would make
oh, I am too.
my allergies. Oh, I can't even think about that. My allergies flaring up.
I found out that I'm allergic to cats 2 months ago. Um, because the cats I have now, my senior man, he was a stray for 6 years and was in the shelter for 4 years. So he has never had a confirmed home in his life, and he has trauma. Um, so he had issue. He had a lot. He has a lot of issues with us trimming his nails. So sometimes when I cross his boundary, he'll just bat at me, but his claws will get stuck because they need to be trimmed, and I have allergic reactions when his claws get stuck. Um, so I found that out. When I get scratched, I don't have an allergic reaction, but like when it gets stuck a bit, I and it doesn't scratch it, but it's like rather of a more of a dot, it does get stuck. I do have an allergic reaction. It's really weird. Um, it's not a bad allergic reaction. It just swells a bit, and I get a slight fever. But I
Yes,
found that out after having 9 cats.
yeah. The way I found out was by complete mistake, and it was because I was with my dad somewhere where one of his friends had a cat, and I freaking pet it, and then I took the hand I pet him with, and I touched my face, and that went well.
Yeah, thankfully I've never had that issue, but I also typically use hand sanitizer multiple times throughout the day. So,
Well, because pandemic. I mean, like, come on now.
well, even before the pandemic, I would, um, because I don't like washing my hands.
Oh wait,
But
here's
just I'll wash my hands after I go to the bathroom and stuff like that. But like before and like after I touch raw food,
mhm.
but like before I eat or anytime else, I feel like I need to clean my hands. I just use hand sanitizer. Um, yeah, so with my snake now too, is you should use hand sanitizer before and after touching reptiles. So
Wait,
I do
speak.
that a lot.
No, speaking of that, we're almost coming. We're literally a week, 2 weeks before the 1 year anniversary of us being in this pandemic. Like how were you like a year ago this month when all the hand sanitizer was gone, all the toilet paper was gone, and knowing you use hand sanitizer all the time. What were you doing during the time when you couldn't even find a bottle of hand
Oh,
sanitizer?
I didn't have an issue with it because within 2 weeks, all of the stores set limits on how what you could buy. So I never actually ran out of toilet paper or hand sanitizer or cleaning products or anything like that. So as the worst comes to worst, we had a bidet.
Oh, so
But
wait.
hmm?
Are you saying you guys were actually on the ball and you guys actually put limits straight when it happened?
Yeah. Well, the individual stores did. It
Oh,
wasn't ordered by the government, but the companies just were like, nah,
like,
because they couldn't keep up with the manufacturers couldn't keep up with it.
mhm.
And so they were getting yelled at by manufacturers, and then they were getting yelled at by customers because there wasn't any on the shelves and stuff like that. And with people buying them and then reselling them, they were just kind of like, nah, and just kind of did it themselves because it got them less complaints and less to deal with. At least the Krogers, that's how the Krogers were acting, which is the only store I really went to at the time.
Mhm. Yeah,
Now I go to a mixture of every store.
no, because where I work is literally called Jewel Osco. They're a grocery store slash pharmacy.
Yeah.
And so, like, when the pandemic hit, like a year ago this month, like literally, like I couldn't even tell you, man. Like the toilet paper aisle was completely empty. There was nothing in that. There was literally nothing in that aisle. There was like all the hand sanitizer was gone. All the bleach was gone. All the Clorox wipes were gone. Everything that could kill a germ, or everything that was toilet paper and anything that could kill a germ was gone.
Yeah, we didn't have, we typically will buy like a month's worth of that at the beginning of every month. So we didn't have to deal with it until April too, which also helped.
Hmm.
But
And
I also had a good stock of hand sanitizer for myself because I use hand sanitizer before I do my skincare, after I do my skincare, before I do my makeup, after I do my makeup, and all of that. And I was cosplaying a lot during that time, so that was a lot. Um, but it surprisingly did not run out of hand sanitizer for a while and didn't have too much of an issue. We did have an issue like in the middle of the summer with it for whatever reason, but I think that's just because people were home more. Well, not really. It doesn't really. That's well, yeah. During the sun, like early summer, that's when people's jobs were being like at home and stuff. Well, late spring, early summer. So everyone started being home more. So everyone started buying more stuff since, you know, if you're home 24/7, you're going to need more toilet paper than if you're at work for 9 hours a day.
mhm.
But that's really the only time we had issues, at least at my local store that I go to, well, went to.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to let you know we've been doing this for an hour and 2 minutes.
That's a long time.
Hey, that's regular length for my podcast almost.
Well,
Um,
here it's almost 10 o'clock.
well, it's almost 9 o'clock for me here because I live an hour. I'm an hour behind you.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Mom, I haven't fed my cat dinner. I'm sure that's the reason why he's avoiding me right now.
uh, we should close up this podcast portion of our conversation. Okay.
Yeah, he avoids me, and then as soon as I he sees me standing, follows me around screaming and sitting next to his food bowl until I feed him. Despite the fact that he has dry food available to him 24/7, um, I give him wet food twice a day, and that's what he is absolute batshit for.
Well, man, I gotta tell you, it was fan freaking tastic to have you back on because you are such a you're such an awesome person to catch up with and talk to. Thanks for sticking around and doing this. It was great.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you too again.
Yeah, but hopefully we do this more because you're pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe we can do it at a con or something.
Yeah, or not. Yeah, at a con. Yeah, that would be cool. But like also this way too. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. 41 to Cyber Timebite. You can find me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. Follow me on Twitter at NostalgiaVamp. Find me on Instagram at NostalgiaVampire. Whole word. You can buy my merchandise on Redbubble.com under Crash Steven Gear, where even the Spork is the most powerful of them all. You can buy the Circus Stuck merch on Teespring. Go buy it. My merch is awesome. That merch is awesome.
Buy his merch.
You say buy my merch, but you haven't bought my merch yet.
I'm broke. I'll buy a sticker if you put a sticker up.
I do sell stickers.
I will buy a sticker and I will put it on my laptop and I will tell other people to buy your merch when they ask about the sticker.
No, you see, it's funny. Someone else did that too. They bought one of my stickers and they did the same exact thing.
I mean, my laptop and my sketchbooks are where I collect stickers.
You see, I collect stickers. I put them on my carrying case. I carry my podcast equipment in. But
stickers never will leave me. I will always do it.
So how about you? Where can these lovely people find you?
Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr is all of the same at Kagekoot, which is Kagekoot. Same on TikTok. I really only post on Instagram though.
You got into the TikTok phrase now?
Oh, I have an account, but I've posted maybe one cosplay one, and the rest are just random videos. And most of my pets and like the Black Lives Matter stuff from the summer. But yeah, I don't know how to make cosplay videos. I'm struggling so much.
But Declan, dude, it's TikTok.
Dude, I am so awkward with the camera. I can't memorize the dances for shit. I have no idea what you're supposed to do in a TikTok. And none of my friends can describe it to me or help me with it. When I ask, they just say, "Oh, I just do it." I'm like, that's not helpful. No. I don't know how to edit the videos well either, because I'm stupid and I don't want to learn.
You mean when you ask your friends, they just turn to Nike and they just tell you just do it?
Yeah, pretty much. Their body physically resorts to the check mark that they have. It's Morgan Freeman's voice in the background just saying, "Just do it."
Or no, or Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Yes.
Make your dreams come true. Oh my god. Okay, before we freaking go on a more of a longer tangent that goes up to 2 hours. Thank you all for listening, and I hope all of you had a fantastic day. Have a good one. You want to say bye?
Bye.